and welcome to the Metal Mixtape here on KSKQ's 89.5 FM Ashland, Oregon, and 4.1 FM Medford, Oregon. Stream online on kskq.org. It's the boy, it's the Don DJ Ramo. I am honored and beyond humbled to have some of the most East Coast finest hardcore brutal dudes. They call it Wicca Core, the one and only Resistor from New York. What is up, guys?
What's going on, bro?
How you doing?
Dude, I'm chilling, dude. I'm on my lunch. I just had a big old burrito. I'm slamming an energy drink, and we're about to, dude, talk some metal. We're talk the new EP Head Case, and also like this is my first time just meeting you guys, hanging out. So you know, we'll shoot around questions here and there. We'll talk Resistor, and we'll just chill out. You guys cool for that?
Hell yeah!
Oh yeah.
So, dude, first of all, before we get into the EP, because I need to get to know you guys a little bit. All right. First off, I want to know, of course, you guys are like a collective of individuals creating this band, but were you guys just like all into like the same genre when you guys decided to join this band, or were you guys all separate individuals that you guys had to agree on the sound? You know, because you guys are calling it Wicca Core, like how'd you guys all come together and put your guys' heads together to create this band? And this question can go to anybody.
I can take it.
Yeah,
well, I think I would say like all of us generally have very different. I'd say all of us kind of. The one thing we all have in common is we all kind of grew up with nu metal, but generally nowadays we all listen to completely different stuff, and I think that's kind of what makes us what we are, is because we all kind of have our different influences. It all kind of comes together to create something that's familiar, but also like something kind of fresh and unique, and hopefully something that people haven't really heard before. So
Wicca Core.
Yeah, Wicca Core, exactly.
So immediately, like, you know, this goes a lot for like Anthony and like Grambo, like when you guys are trying to write like these songs, does everybody in the band already know what kind of songs you guys are wanting to produce? Because, you know, you guys have like you know, the DJ behind there doing your sounds and everything. Like are you guys writing accordingly, knowing you're gonna have that in the song, or do you kind of just add that later?
We definitely have to. Sorry, Trevor.
We find the pockets,
Yeah.
and that's pretty much what you can say too. So it's like it's kind of like a balance of learning from each other and learning from ourselves, and also learning what each person brings to the table, and you know, and emphasizing it. And then also once we get all that, then we dumb it down even more because you can't have so much things like attacking each other. You can't have so much production and then the DJ going and then the vocals going and this and that. So like sometimes you got to take whatever knowledge you have with music, you take it in a bowl, you throw it out the window, and then make it as ignorant as possible, and find those nice little pockets where the vocals and the DJs and everything else can sit.
Yeah, it has its own place. Everything has its own spot where like you know, sometimes the vocals are front and center, sometimes the DJ is front and center, sometimes it's just guitar, drums, and bass. For like everything has its moment. So
Yeah, it's definitely writing to try to like write, or not necessarily write around the turntables, but to your point, writing knowing that like the turntable is going to go there. That is space that we need to leave open, and not necessarily going overboard with production, knowing that we have an entire other member who's going to be bringing samples and scratching and his own stuff to it. So it's kind of trying to blend not overthinking it with also, you know, having to keep that in the back of your head at the same time.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So Anthony, I'm a guitar player too, man. I've been playing over 20 years. I know that I listen to a lot of your hardcore style and your pause and accents and your flourishes here and there. Like, dude, right now the hardcore scene's popping. Like when you guys are booking shows and you're writing, like, because that specific style of riff writing, it could be put on a lot of different type of tours and bands you play with. Like, you guys adding in that like DJ influence. Like, do you guys still play with like the straight hardcore bands, or are you guys looking for similar bands that do similar things? How does that work?
We will play with anyone who will play with us. Like to be so honest with you, dude, we
literally played on every type of. Actually, even leading up this tours, we have a deathcore tour coming up. We're going on tour with Southpaw, which is straight up hardcore.
We've had a pop punk tour.
We went on tour with the pop punk bands.
Like, yeah, dude, we will straight. We don't care what it is. We're just happy to play and be there. And if there's people too.
So has people's reactions to your music been pretty good when you guys are playing these mixed genre shows?
They definitely have reactions.
sometimes good,
sometimes good. Sometimes they're like, "What's going on here?"
No, it's generally I feel like we're in that like weird kind of middle ground where we kind of can appeal to that like hardcore scene where a lot of bands, you know, in that more like metalcore genre kind of struggle, but we can also kind of fit on like that, you know, more like metalcore, deathcore type of bill. Like we try to keep that balance to where like no matter where we go, like we can kind of just fit on any heavy bill, even non-heavy bill. Like we play literally with anybody, and you know, anyway.
Especially having the turntable element. I mean, a lot of the people in the age range that we're playing to, for the most part, grew up, you know, same as us, listening to, coming up with bands like Slipknot and Deftones, and bands that had the Limp Bizkit, bands that had that type of stuff in it. So we're doing something modern that still has that like nostalgic bit to it. So whether we're on like a straight metalcore show or a hardcore show, like we're usually able to get, you know, a positive response from the crowd, even if that looks different from the crowd perspective. But the response is typically positive no matter where we go, which has been amazing. I think also we're generally it's organic and authentic too. It's not like we're just throwing in there. Like we all grew up with this too. But also like there's different aspects of this that it's not forced. Like that's how we came to where the band evolved to. It's just straying away from worrying about what everybody else wants and what we like and what we're gonna do. And that even the whole DJ aspect, it's an easy balance where it can turn cheesy or it can be really cool. But it's, you know, our DJ grew up with this. Like this is what he does, you know. So it's not just going wooka wooka. He's also, you know, taking samples and ideas from like the 70s, the 80s.
He's got like samples of like memes and stuff too.
So like random, like
yeah,
so many random little noises in the songs that you would never guess where they actually came from. But, yeah.
That's a badass, dude. No, I actually YouTubed your guys' live shows too, so I wanted to see that for myself and just like, yeah, I'm always like stalking bands for like a week before I interview them. So I'm like, so you guys might get friend requests out of me because you guys are playing my friend Steve's festival, Michigan Metal Fest.
Oh hell yeah!
Just literally today.
Yeah, that's a sweet announcement. It's, dude, honestly, this metal circle and music circle, it's very small, dude. You'll just randomly, I'll be like, holy shit! Like they announced that he's playing on my homie's festival, and I'm interviewing him today.
Well, we see you there. We can actually hang out in person.
Oh yeah, I've been trying, dude. I'm in Oregon, dude. So.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, that's a hike.
Yeah, I got homies everywhere though. You know, I'm 35, so I grew up like when YouTube first started, and YouTube, you know, I'm like the old school YouTuber guy. You know, I still watching 240p and shit. You know. So you guys have been a band pretty early, huh? A pretty new band, Resistor. Or you guys been out for a second? Because I didn't look up past music, but I looked up past enough to like your first music videos. Like how many releases have you put out, and what's what do you think collectively as a band your point was with Headcase? Big question. Sorry, that was a big mess.
I mean, I think it's the beginning of it. Yeah. So a lot of that stuff, like in the beginning, but from 2018 on, like I don't really count it. I kind of that was just trying to find what we wanted to be and what evolved into this. So everything from like I would say like New Age Enemy on.
Was it 2020? Yeah, like the last 2 or 3 buys of work is like really where we feel like the band started, like properly started.
Goes with like however many like lineup changes, or because there was a time where it was just me and him and other people, and these two aren't here. Then it was time when us 3 were here and he wasn't here. You know what I mean? So I think it's not only has the music been growing, but we've been growing. You know what I mean? And I feel like with Headcase, it's like, all right, we finally figured out, I think more so
the culmination of all the stuff.
Yeah. It's been, I don't want to say that Headcase is where we are and where we're going to keep doing. I feel like Headcase is right before we've actually discovered ourselves, because I feel like we've gotten a sound that we're really happy with and we still want to keep growing. But it's definitely the closest to the whole vision, I think, you know, and it's made us realize like what we can do and what we will do.
All the prior years aside, it's like a new starting line.
Yeah, exactly.
Musically.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but you guys, you know, right now with promoting Headcase, you guys are kind of start playing some fire. You guys have been playing some fire shows. You got some tours coming up and all that, dude. Like how do you guys like manage with like, I know like we have girlfriends, families, all the whole shebang thing, and that boyfriends, you know, but how nowadays with like how much music there is out there and everything. Like, how do you guys plan for like a tour when you are trying to travel? Because if you guys are from New York and I already see you're going to Michigan and all that, I'm sure you're planning a huge tour around that, and it's probably like a stop for you guys on a tour.
Yeah,
exactly. We're pretty, as of right now,
like
we're non-stop till October.
Yeah, we're trying to be as much as we can, but like when it comes to like, you know, like actually making it like a viability, most of us either we work on the road or we have jobs that are generally pretty cool with us doing what we do. Yeah. I mean, we all kind of at this point we kind of have built our life around this whole tour thing. So like, you know, we're just trying to get out there and do as much as physically possible.
Say yes and figure it out later.
Yeah,
it's also we've been pretty good and pretty lucky where we've had shows that are either close or like they end close, so it's not a lot of waiting, not a lot of off days. Like if we're out, we want to play. You know, like there's no reason that we should be like anywhere like out on the road and not playing unless somebody, you know, there's some kind of reason we can't. But we're out there to, you know, work and meet people and network, and it's really important that you just keep grinding, you know, and make your time out there worth it.
Consistency.
Consistency and all that
and
stuff.
As far as like the ability to physically tour, I mean, we're all very fortunate that the five of us have been invested in music for so much of our lives that we built up an ecosystem around ourselves where it's like we all still have day jobs. Unfortunately, music's not paying all the bills yet, but we all have setups where we're able to come and go as we please, tour as much as we need to, and then still come back and handle, you know, the financial and personal aspects of everything. You know, we have our own van that we're able to use, which has been, you know, enormous help. We're sleeping in there most of the time, not doing hotels and stuff. So
save money everywhere.
Yeah, so
you got to be smart about your stupid decisions.
Exactly.
So us being smart is sleeping.
It's a great way to put it.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
It's pretty comfy.
Peter has his own bed in
there. It could be 1 degree out or 90 degrees out. We're in the van, rain, shine, hot, cold, but you know, we've all built up our own personal and interband ecosystems to be able to sustain this as efficiently as possible. I guess would be the way to phrase it.
Cool. All right. For this next one, I'm gonna talk to Grambo. So the dude vocals are aggressive. You're mean out there. You're getting the crowd going, dude. I'm a vocalist too. I've been singing for 20 years in bands. How do you do it, man? How do you get yourself locked in to write what you're writing about, and also like what do you put out there, man? Like what do you write about? What do you like? I mean, I know this genre pretty well, but what? Show me your heart, Brady. Show me your heart. What do you sing about?
You want the good answer or the real answer?
I don't know the real answer, I guess.
The real answer is I'm pretty petty and hold a lot of grudges. So basically, every song's a different nasty song to the person I don't like.
But what if you run out of people to be mad about? And you have a new EP coming, and you're like, no.
There's always something to be mad about. Something. Not somebody and something.
You know, in my defense though, because up to this point, like I've been managing, booking. You know, I'm like, it's funny because we even started up our own booking agency where, you know, a lot of shows be like, oh, we want to deal with agents, and then you know, we put on the hat and turn around like, what's up, booking agent here? How's it going? You know, book a tour. So it's, you know, it's you find little nooks and crannies.
You deal with so many industry people, you would start to
it's just you know, you kind of
just people.
You kind of tap in there sometimes. Like for instance, like there's also different things I write about. So, and I used to be more poetic about it, but then the more I'm just like, I'd rather just be from the heart and be straightforward and just say it how it is. But then there's also certain things about me that I write about. Like this is probably one I never share publicly, but it's probably a good one for like our single. Are You Happy Now? Like it goes a lot with me and Peter back and forth because he's like the voice in my head. So I actually, this is actually the first time I say this out loud for a public setting, but I actually do suffer from bipolar disorder. So like it's something that you hear things in your head and sometimes you can't control and stuff. So the song was literally about like Peter is like the voices in my head and I'm yelling back and forth with him about it. So that one did have like some stuff. And then a lot of things I write about is just like there's different aspects of my life where, you know, it wasn't the easiest growing up because I am from a mixed background. So I'm Ecuadorian and also Italian as well. So like I'm actually also an Ecuadorian citizen as well as an American citizen. So it's just like little things like that where it's like you grow up in certain areas and how just growing up and like sometimes that anger just needs to come out and you just yell it and scream at the top of your lungs. And luckily for us, it's resonated with the kids also because instead of I just say what it is, throw a middle finger up there, yell at the crowd, and it's cool when you see the crowd yelling it back at you. And it's just I just feel like sometimes you just need to be straightforward and organic, and just sometimes the way it is, So it's basically the whole sure.
Dude, I love it, dude. No, that's sick, man. I love it, man. That's a real shit.
Yeah, because when we first started, I used to write lyrics. It was like all poetic and didn't mean nothing to me, And looking back on it, it's like, but you're learning to be who you are. Because this is actually my first time ever being a vocalist in a band. I was always a bass player. I toured everywhere as a bass player, and my dream was to always be a frontman. And I said, when we do this, I'm going to be the frontman. I don't care. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to do it. And I never wrote lyrics before in my life, so it's just. I was trying to do, see how other bands do it, and it's like, it just wasn't organic to me until one day I got out of the studio and I just threw a middle finger up and said, "F you," and it just stuck.
The rest was history.
The rest was history. And it's like now it's just trying to find 20 million different ways to say the same thing.
Exactly.
Love it, dude. I love it, dude. No, I'm super excited, man. I'm definitely gonna be playing because we're doing the interview right now, and then we're going to be airing the interview in 8 hours from now.
Nice.
Yeah, dude. And I know we have a badass like hardcore metal scene here that I know a lot of people are going to love your stuff, dude. So I know it's an absolutely shred. All right. We're going to get into the second part of the interview where I'm just going to ask some fun questions, tour questions, that whole shebang. You guys down for that?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So on tour, not everything can be pretty, man. What is the biggest fail / malfunction, or maybe a member broke their head or something or fell off stage? What is the most shittiest show you guys have ever had where everything's kind of what the hell?
Oh, I know.
Worst show or worst moment, because we got plenty of both.
It's gotta be Texas.
It's
gotta be Texas.
You talking about the Western Texas one?
Yeah, with the fire.
And then a 36-hour drive home in the van. Yeah, tell that one.
All right. I'll tell the story. So we played this like really short run that was like I think we had a couple dates leading up to it, but it was like 4 days and like
RC's first tour too.
Yeah, it was a couple years ago, and it was like Louisiana leading into mostly Texas, and I don't know if you're familiar with the geography of Texas, but it's pretty big. So we played these 2 shows like Eastern Texas, and then we drive about 10 hours for the last show west to Western Texas, and we show up to this show. It's like this DIY spot. We're like, all right, cool. This is, whatever.
It was nice.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. And then
everybody was cool. Bunch of people.
And so fast forward like this to the show. This couple bands play. It's fine. Then this one band plays for
2 hours.
I kid you not, probably 2 hours. And by like 30-40 minutes in, they kept looking at the sound guy / owner, and he's like, "Can we keep going?" He just keep giving them the thumbs up, like, "Yeah, keep going."
The sound guy was just there. There was like 60, almost 80 people there.
They all
at the
left.
time of their start.
They
all
all
left. And like then the owner, like dude, just
wait. So the icing on top was that he had like a homemade pyro system. So the dude, we were probably playing to about 3 people, and dude was blasting pyro like to our.
He's also sitting on the floor like 5 feet away from the band playing.
Yeah, it was just like the weirdest experience ever.
And he kept stopping me like, "We're good." And I was like, "Keep going, bro, keep going." And we're all just looking at each other. We're like, "Oh my god."
And then then we drove about 30 hours home, and then our van engine died on the way home. So that was like, that was another icing on top moment. So that was just like, I don't think we've ever been down that bad since then. That was like our lowest.
Maybe when we played Pokemon Go in the middle of the night.
Well, that was fun.
That was a good moment because it made us realize even after this, we're stuck in this.
Yeah. I was like, hey, we're in it now.
We're still friends after that.
Exactly.
Friends.
He pay you guys out at least?
I think that's the only reason we stayed. I think the only reason he paid us. We're like, all right, we have to play. It wasn't much, but yeah, it was like, all right, we're here, but it definitely cost us a lot more to get back.
Like almost 12, almost 11 or 12 hours out of the way.
Yeah, I would say it was already like 10 hours in the opposite direction just to even get to the show. So we were just like,
$1,000.
yeah, I was saying, so it was that plus the new engine. It was like, it was a whole thing. But
that sounds hardcore, man. All right, I'm gonna go around the room, and we're gonna start with Ian on this one. Ian, who do you think is the hottest band right now? You think you kind of listen to them and you're just like, damn, they're bad.
Bring Me the Horizon, I would say. I'd say they're probably the biggest band in metalcore right now, and every release they're just getting better and better and more unique. And no one's really doing anything the way that they are right now, and no one's getting the reception that they are. So I would say them for sure.
I like it. Same question to Peter. We're gonna go around the room.
No, well, that's a good one. But I think I'd say Bill Murray probably. Even though they're not a new band, I feel like recently they've just been like actually like catching my attention with some like unique. I don't know. I feel like I hear a lot of the same stuff nowadays, and just hearing anything that like deviates from the norm is just nice. And like not everything has to be crazy heavy, but I like when there's like a little bit of a contrast with some tweedly deedlies and some clean vocals, but also some like nasty chugs. And I don't know. I'd say that's like my current one.
All right, what about you, Anthony?
This is like which band is like blowing up like the newest? Like
well, no, a band. How about maybe I should have rephrased my question. Just a band that you just think is like badass and kind of like unstoppable in your eyes, like a band that's just like kicking ass right now.
I want to say probably Knock Loose, and that's not because like I'm a Knock Loose fan or anything. They just played on Jim. Like that for metal, like to be completely out of like the limelight for years, and now all of a sudden they're on late night TV and like, man, you know what I mean? Like to go from like because they
still be heavy
and still be heavy, and they played Lollapalooza, right? That was like a huge thing.
Yeah, I think Coachella too.
Oh, Coachella,
I think both.
Like for a band that sounds like that, not even like. Man, like it's just so heavy, and to be on mainstream like media and festivals, I think that's incredible.
Yeah, for metal as a whole, definitely.
Yeah,
for
metal
like
as a whole, and for
one
them.
of the
And I'm not
bands.
a huge Knock Loose fan. I think there's a bunch of tracks that I like, but it's not my favorite band by any means. But for them to do that and like pioneer for bands like us and like other bands coming up, like they're kicking that door open and letting everyone else go in with them, and they're making it like for people growing up now, like. Just like we're sitting talking about Slipknot, people are going to be talking about Knock Loose in 20 years.
It's good for the culture.
You know what I mean? Like it's like propelling like just this whole scene and things like so much further, and like it's making it probably more possible for more bands to come up and make a living off this stuff. As slim as it happens, but it's it's definitely opening up the floodgates, making it widerly accepted. I don't even know if that's a word.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Widely accepted.
No, I can back that up. All right, Grambo. Same question for you, buddy.
So I'm like the worst. I listen to sports radio all day. But if I had to pick a band, I would probably say Kubakan. That's like one that I really like and respect a lot too. And they're the shows are getting bigger and bigger and better and better. Yeah, and they're very organic too, and that's something that draws my attention as well.
They're always so mad. They're always just yelling.
Exactly. Look at us.
I'm kidding. No, that's awesome, dude. Like, I wasn't gonna ask this question, but it kind of was birthed from the last question. Is I feel like a lot of times, like a lot of underground gives a lot of crap to the bands that are blowing up, as far as like certain genres. You know what I mean? Kind of like Knock Loose playing on Jimmy Kimmel. There's. I always feel like there's an uprise, but there's always like some huge resistance also, and I also felt the same thing with Lorna Shore, and they're like, oh, like Will Ramos is doing stuff people already did for 10 years. It's like instead of like being like, oh, like hey, like you're opening up more floodgates or something, we're being like, oh, well, you suck, dude, and CJ, another guy, already did what you did for the last 10 years. Like I don't know, like what do you guys ever pay attention to like like how like underground treats bands that are breaking up through, and
Oh yeah. of
also
course.
I hate the word sellout. There's no, I hate it so much, dude. I hate when people call somebody else a sellout for doing something. It's like, dude, it's like if you work hard, sometimes you get these things and opportunities. It isn't a, you know, we all would want that, you know.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
I mean, in my personal opinion, I think I feel like it's almost human nature to want to gatekeep things, but at the same time, I think gatekeeping things is super lame and it prevents the scene from growing. Like people, the same people who like are mad at Knocked Loose for being a big band, or like, you know, who hate Sleep Token because
I liked it before.
they're a big band or whatever it is. It's like it's like, you know, it might like people do it to try to seem cool, but it's like at the end of the day, like we all want this genre to be more popular. So whatever band that's bringing, I mean, Sleep Token literally today just announced an arena tour in the US, which is ridiculous. Like the fact that that's even possible for a new metal band to like do that.
Yeah,
so like
5 years ago they were playing.
Yeah, I saw them in Gramercy in like 2019, which is pretty small. It's like 300, 400 people. So it's like
the other thing is like I think that you don't have to be a band to appreciate a band. Or a certain band like doing, like I said before, like I'm not the biggest Knocked Loose fan, but like you can't refute like what they're doing. They're making huge waves, and like I respect the ever living crap out of that. You know what I mean? I don't know if I can curse my bad, but like dude, like to do that, it's such a great service. Even like dude, like I don't like Guns N' Roses, but how many people did like Slash encourage to pick a guitar up? You know what I mean? Like you can't like get mad. You know what I mean? You undeniable. You know, or the same thing with Blink-182. Like we're like so any of these big bands that did it, they're doing cool stuff. You should like it.
Yeah.
So.
No, I like your guys'. I like that perspective on it, dude. Because I have the same perspective when like people give shit to like any artist, even if they call them like a SoundCloud rapper or anything like that. It's like the hours it takes to record, to write lyrics and promote yourself and all that. Like people make it out to be so easy, but nobody's doing it. You know, like people give crap to like YouTubers. They're like, oh, they just record videos. Are you recording a video?
It's
no,
like,
then shut.
Yeah,
you know, it's like then shut up.
Exactly.
All right. We only have like 4 minutes left, and you guys got to get to your next one. We'll do a last quick question around the table, and we'll start with Grambo. Grambo, in a zombie apocalypse, you can pick one weapon to destroy the zombie horde, but it can't be the cure or a nuke. What is your one weapon?
Boat.
A bow?
No, a boat.
Oh, a boat?
I already planned out everything. I already know where I'm going and know what I'm doing too. I live on the water and I know exactly what I'm doing. You don't need-
Wait, well, no. But hey, wasn't there that one zombie movie where the zombies ended up walking the bottom of the ocean and walked to like another island?
Yeah, but that was land. That was land. That was land.
Yeah, but that one,
That's not the universe we're talking about right now.
Talking
All right. We'll go to Peter. Zombie apocalypse. One weapon to destroy the zombie horde. What's that one weapon?
Katana. Just because it's cool.
I like
that looking cool than.
All right, Ian. Same question for you, buddy.
I'd go with kindness.
Kindness.
No. He was like,
Nice.
I'm just gonna smile and go. That's it.
I'm out.
All right. That's the.
He was like,
I'll say that's the first time we've ever heard kindness. All right. What about you, Anthony?
I want a lightsaber.
Yeah,
I want
lightsaber.
a lightsaber, dude.
Even if it's the plastic.
I don't.
It's the plastic one.
No, I
like
want a real. The zombies are coming to life. I want a lightsaber to come to life.
That's true.
I think lightsaber would be most efficient because you eliminate the whole like having to chunk somebody down with like a katana.
Probably so easy. You just hold it and do that a bunch of times.
Yeah, well, it's crazy. Katana is actually the number one answer out of
Really?
150 interviews I've done. So,
but I mean, it's like the cool.
Probably because I have a
It's and the second answer, it's either a minigun or a flamethrower.
oh,
The flamethrowers
Yes.
smell so bad.
I'd also go the warthog too,
Yeah.
as long as I have a driver.
The needle.
Yeah.
the needle. Actually, you know what?
Well, Grambo, Ian, Anthony, Peter, Resistor from New York, the new EP head case. Thank you guys so much for being on the Metal Mixtape and taking time out of your days. I'm sure I'll see you guys down the pipeline somewhere at some sort of festival. We'll reunite somewhere, but dude, I appreciate you guys. Kick the rest of the year's butt, and I hope everybody enjoys head case as much as I did.
Thank you so much.
We're
man.
blessed.
Yeah, thank you for having us, brother.
Have a good one.
Guys, metal out. I'll see you guys later.
Take
Peace,
care,
bro.
bro. Peace.